City will close 9 of its stores, including the one on 117th Street in Harlem. The stores will shutter for good on October 21st.
And as Fox 5's Arthur Chan reports, Target's blaming the closures on ongoing problems with theft and violence.
I just come out of there. I got me some eggs, some bananas, some avocados.
Anthony uses it for his groceries, and David is here for a birthday present.
I just bought a little something for my son, whose his birthday today.
Countless residents in East Harlem rely on this Target on East 117th Street, but now Target says it's closing this store in a matter of weeks, citing rampant shoplifting that threatens the safety of employees and customers.
They come here, they steal. And I told them, they're hurting the neighborhood.
This woman has worked at this Target location since it opened in 2010. She asked not to be identified, but shared with us her frustration with shoplifters who often come in mobs emptying shelves.
They thought they was being smart and everything, running in, running out. Just disrespectful to this store. You understand what I'm saying? They just disrespected the store to the tires. Now there's not going to be no more Target. Now what they going to do? Now what's going to happen to this neighborhood?
Surveillance videos like these routinely show brazen levels of criminal activity. Shoplifting on a large scale has become a national crisis, costing retailers over $112 billion in losses last year, according to a National Retail Federation survey. Target's East Harlem store is one of 9 locations. It's closing nationwide, all for the same reason. Other locations include San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle.
All right, guys, so we got to do a follow-up video to a video that I just did about young scholars looting, ransacking, and destroying businesses across Philadelphia, okay? Because what is the result of that? What is the long-term result of that? Well, what happens is that these businesses leave, okay? And we've seen that happen in liberal cities across the country, and we're continuing to see it, okay? This time we got to talk about Target, who is exiting a ton of liberal cities across the country, including Oakland, San Francisco, Portland, Harlem. Again, these are all liberal cities, right? They're leaving the hood, right? This is what they're doing. They're leaving neighborhoods that, you know, hey, just so happen to be mostly black. Let's just keep it 100. They're leaving the hood, okay? And what happens is that these residents then turn around and they complain about having food deserts, not having anywhere to go to buy food, and then they want to boo-hoo, whine, and cry about racism. But they don't really have much to say, okay, about the looters stealing, okay, and robbing these businesses to the point where they can't even operate. So again, I want to react to this news clip here. Just one of many, right? I mean, I had a whole bunch of news clips, okay, that I could have used, okay, in regards to Target closing, because again, they're closing across the country in these liberal cities, which, you know, hey, I'm not surprised about. This is kind of what these people voted for. It is also what Target asked for, because again, Target is woke, right? They're woke. They support BLM, okay, and you know, this is kind of what all these people asked for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and react to the video of Target closing in the Bay Area. So let's get into it.
This is ABC 7 News.
The countdown is on. In less than a month, these 3 Target stores in the Bay Area will all be shut down. And the reason? It's something we're seeing far too often. Good evening, I'm Karina Nova.
And I'm Dan Ashley. Thanks for joining us. San Francisco, Oakland, and Pittsburgh will all lose a Target store, and they'll lose them before Halloween. These are the 3 local stores Target announced today will be closing.
They are part of 9 store closures across the country, affecting Portland, Seattle, and New York City.
Yeah, so again, look at this. What is the pattern here? Okay, you see in red America, right? In red America, you don't see it, right? You don't see these stores closing, okay? But in ultra woke Seattle, you got stores closing. In ultra woke, ultra progressive Portland, stores are closing. The Bay Area stores are closing. New York City stores are closing. Maybe they already closed up in Chicago, who knows? But maybe, I'm just saying, the pattern here is obvious, guys. It's obvious. Again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out why this is happening and the obvious clear patterns. This is what happens when you let your city be taken over by woke revolutionaries, by far left progressives. Businesses close. And now, again, in Chicago, in response to Whole Foods leaving and other grocery chains, they're opening up socialist grocery stores, okay, that is going to be run by the city, okay, that is going to end up being an absolute disaster. Because now these socialist grocery stores are going to be robbed on taxpayer dime. Okay, it's going to be hard to keep food on the shelves. I mean, maybe not the produce, right? The produce and the fruit, that they won't have any problems keeping that stocked up. Okay, but all the other stuff like the candy, the chips, the soda, stuff like that, yeah, gonna be hard to keep that stuff stocked. Okay, in the socialist Chicago grocery store, and yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be a disaster. But hey, maybe this is what they want. Maybe it's all according to the plan to usher in more socialism and communism in this country, okay? Because, again, that is what's happening, right? That is what these people want. That's what they voted for. That's what some of these politicians want. So, again, maybe it's all by design, okay? But, again, all of this stuff, again, just so happens to be occurring in the same cities, the same areas that have decided to be overwhelmingly progressive and soft on crime, letting criminals just freely rob, steal, and commit acts of violence without any real punishment to deter it. So again, this is what's happening. This is what's happening. And remember, Target invested $100 million. $100 million in the black community after the BLM protests and riots of 2020. Again, let's see how that's working out, right? Doesn't seem to be working out too well.
Target gave only one reason: retail theft.
ABC 7 News reporter Luz Pena is live in the newsroom. And Luz, this is really a big deal for a lot of people.
Massive deal, Dan. And Karina, Target categorized its decision as a difficult one, saying it implemented multiple strategies to try to operate these stores safely. But Target says none of those efforts succeeded.
In less than a month, 3 Bay Area Target retail stores are set to close. Target, located on Century Boulevard in Pittsburgh, Broadway and 27th in Oakland, and the one located on Folsom in San Francisco, gone effective October 21st.
I think it is a disappointment, especially because I moved around the area to be close to shopping centers and things like Target and get my groceries.
Target is blaming organized retail theft for their closures, saying in part, "We cannot continue operating these stores because theft and organized retail crime are threatening the safety of our team and guests and contributing to unsustainable business performance."
I see them when they're in the front and they're taking things out of their bags. Yeah.
How often do you see that here?
I have seen it at least 3 times, and I don't come here that often, so I know it's bad. It's bad around here. Yeah.
Rows of tents surround the area where Target on Folsom is located. Residents are not surprised by Target's decision here, pointing to a decline in safety.
So I'm not really sure why, security doesn't do something about it. I mean, I always see them inside not doing anything.
Because they can't. They can't do anything about it. What can they do about it? If they're not actual police officers, then they can't do anything. They're just there just to say that, hey, well, we got security. But they can't do anything. Only thing they can do is just stand there and watch and then call the police. So again, what's happening here is that you have a lack of police in these cities. So again, even when this stuff happens, when they get called, it takes so long for them to show up or for them to respond. The criminals are already gone, right? And let's just say the criminals actually do get caught. If they happen to get caught, they get a slap on the wrist and they get released, right? Because again, it's racist to arrest black people, right? It's racist to throw them in jail, okay? Again, that's the argument that they made for being soft on crime, that is, right? So again, this is a problem that will not get better until the woke politicians are voted out of office. As long as you have the woke politicians in office, this is never going to get better. This is going to be the new reality. You're not going to have any grocery stores. You're not going to have any businesses operating in your neighborhood because it's not going to be sustainable. They just can't do it. Okay? But again, this is what a lot of these people voted for, statistically speaking.
Closure of these stores go beyond retail convenience. Lynette Gibson McElhaney is a former Oakland council member who says this is a devastating loss for the community. She worked for 4 years to convince Target to open the store they're now closing here.
Target was a big fish for us. We now lost the CVS and Target, which is where people were being directed.
In San Francisco, Supervisor Matt Dorsey believes closures will continue unless more police officers are hired.
It breaks my heart. It's because we've seen this a lot in whether it's the mid-market area or the Whole Foods that closed in my neighborhood or the Westfield Mall.
He's proposing a charter amendment to fully staff SFPD in 5 years. What can be done today? What can San Francisco do today to prevent more stores from closing?
I honestly wish I had better answers on near-term solutions.
But time is ticking for residents like Yolanda, who's seen her city change before her eyes.
It takes a toll in the community, to be honest with you. It's San Francisco, it's not what it used to be.
And Oakland's mayor responded to the closure of Target in her city by saying she is disappointed by the news and her goal is to continue working in partnership with members of the business community to help ensure their safety and success in the city. Now, there are still 32 Target stores in the San Francisco-Oakland market. In the newsroom, Luz Peña, ABC7 News.
Luz, quick question. What are some of the safety strategies Target implemented to prevent this from happening?
Well, Karina, Target's team said they made significant investments to keep stores safe, including hiring private security guards, training their employees to de-escalate potential safety issues. They also partnered with the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to combat retail theft and track organized crime groups. But it seems like it wasn't enough.
All right, Luz.
Well, yeah, it's never going to be enough as long as you soften the criminals, right? As long as the police is defunded, as long as you soften the criminals, it'll never be enough. But hey, you know, Target's woke, right? They're socially progressive. So again, this is what they asked for. This is probably what they contributed money to some of these woke politicians, right? The BLM groups, all that other stuff. Yeah, so this is what they paid for. This is what they funded. Okay, this is what they wanted, right? They wanted to be far left. They wanted to push a woke agenda. This is what you get, right? Now stores are closing up. You can't operate. And again, that $100 million investment in the so-called black communities seems like it's, you know, kind of going to waste, right? Don't really seem to be helping out too much. I'm pretty sure the criminals aren't thinking about all the money that Target gave to the BLM initiatives, okay, while they're stealing, right? They didn't decide to spare Target because they're woke. Ain't it amazing how that works? So again, you know, I can't really feel but so bad, okay? I feel bad for the people that didn't vote for it, that didn't ask for it. But hey, again, for the most part, this is what they wanted, right? This is what woke corporate America signed up for. That's what the people in these cities signed up for. And then they're getting exactly what they wanted. Getting exactly what they wanted. Again, the best way to red pill a Democrat or a progressive or a liberal is to just give them what they want, right? They don't realize the consequences of what they asked for until they get it. They don't realize it. Again, it's almost as if, you know, common sense ain't so common in some parts of the country. And they just have to learn the hard way. They don't believe fire burns until they actually get burnt, right? Which again is a damn shame. It really is. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.